All right, welcome, guys. Good day. I hope we're all good as we get ready for the Easter holiday. I hope everybody has been having a productive week. So, we're going to round up this week with a quick analysis on synthetic indices, starting off with C500. So, I'm going to explain what my view was yesterday, and I'm also going to explain my view today. So whilst we are on current market price, just know we've got one runner at current market price. We've got one position in anticipation of a possible sell. Okay, so just to quickly explain that we've got an impulsive move here. Price retraced into our discount area, and they also tapped into an order block after the peak was created. So this for me is a potential sell. So if we're using this as the fresh pick for this particular move, safe sell is below this order block. So we scale in here. We might get an impulsive move, a retracement to the order block, or price may just drop. So if it plays out, that's how we're going to execute on this particular trade. So yesterday we were looking at this particular setup. Price refused to close below the order block. They extended the high. They set a new high here, and I think I executed that short-term sell which I shared in the group. I just executed it here, but because price was refusing to take off from this area and it was late, ended up closing the trade after it gave that small move up to here. Closed the trade, so price continued to extend the high. Then they gave an impulsive move which broke a few minor structures here. So we ran the fib on that impulsive move in anticipation of a downtrend. So if that plays out, that will be my setup today for C500. Then going to C300. Oh, there's something which I forgot to mention. If we go back to C5, you will notice that I've got a point of interest at 50, at 40, 45, 15. You see it's this point here. So price might actually extend the high again just to tap into that area before we get a reversal. So just keep an eye on that particular price there. But otherwise, we can most likely get a short-term sell here because I still feel like price will push up to that 45-15 area before we get a good reversal. But also don't forget to remember to always trade what you see, right? So going to see 300. Daily looks like it's rejecting off a zone which we marked a few days ago. So let's see what zone that is. It looks like it's this supply zone. I remember, I think 2 days ago when we did our analysis, this was the high probability area for sales. So price has been reacting off that area 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth time. So I'm just going to maintain that bias of price potentially coming to the downside. Safe sells should be below this price line here. So let's see what we have on H1. I've got an M pattern here. So before we explain today's setup, I just want you to know that if you were looking at it here, you could have taken a short-term sell here, another short-term sell here. As long as you can pinpoint a pattern from a smaller time frame, then you can always execute. Then looking at it today now, we've got this M pattern. I've got this level and I've got this order block. Potentially price can come down to this H4 level, which is a safe sell area if we're looking at it from H4. But for early entries, we can potentially look for a trade right here. If this price breaks this level and retraces back up, we can potentially get a sell and actually look to take profit here. Then if price continues to break here, we can look for another potential retest because this area is an order block from the 4-hour time frame. So same pattern, different time frames. So if we drop down to M15, for us to sell here, we want to see price break this. So I want to see an impulsive move here, a retracement. Then I enter. Then I can possibly target this area as a take profit. That's my current view. If price fails to break here, they might potentially create maybe 3 equal highs. Then the same pattern might form, or they will actually proceed to extend the highs and form a new pattern a bit later on. So that's my view for C300. C1000, it looks like price is pushing to the 30 EMA. So I do not have any immediate sells for now. I want to see price get into the daily 13 EMA before I start selling. So that could line up with this price level here. So point of interest would be it's 56.98. Maybe we might round it up to 6,000. Okay, sorry, not 6,000, not 6,000, not 6,000. Okay, it's 56.98, so we can round it up to 5,700. All right, 5,700. That's just a whole number area there. And I'm just using this because if you notice here, we've got the supply zone price tapped into it. So they might tap into it again, then come down, take out this liquidity, maybe before they retrace. That's just a potential play which could happen. But for now, I feel like we'll definitely push into that 5,700 area. So I'd love to wait and just watch how price is going to potentially extend this high. Then if we are catching it here, that will be an intraday reversal, maybe for price to continue up. But we'll see what setup forms if they decide to paint a pattern on 5,700. So C1000, 5,700, that's my point of interest. B1, I looked at it earlier. I realized we missed a quick trade here. This was a simple break of an order block right there. So price just broke and continued to push up back to this high here. So I think I remember here we were saying when we did this analysis, we broke, we retested, and we were looking at this level. I'm not sure if we were looking forward for a continuation up as well. Yesterday I had marked this zone, but if you notice, it was just ugly here. I had no clean entry, so there was no trade. So today let's just look at the higher time frames. Let's see. Okay. So looking at it from the weekly, let me just remove this. Two things. It's either price is already reacting off the 13 EMA and they want to push up here, or they will still tap into the 13 EMA and make contact with it before they push up again. So where it's at, based on the weekly, it can literally go either way. Daily, we are rejecting the 13 EMA, which means I'd love to see price breaking this high. Right. If we can break this high, then I'll definitely look for a continuation all the way up to about 14,350 as a take profit. If we can break here, I think price will definitely come here. Most likely, price will get up there. So let's see. H4 looks like we've got a pattern here coming from this low here. Low of this week, we broke a structure, came back, chopped a bit, took out liquidity here. We sort of, I think we hit this level here. Let's see. Yep, I think there was a sniper buy earlier there, so that would have given us that bias to actually take the buys in the morning, because we had tapped into this particular zone, this support zone, and a nice rejection here as well on each one. A buy here would have been fine. So right now I'm looking at this particular level for a possible buy entry. I would say that's my current point of interest. That's based on this being the lowest low and this being the order block. So this is just the top of this huge order block here on H1. So for now, this is a point of interest. I want to see how price is also going to act around the 13 EMA. So as long as we'll be above the 13 EMA, then our bias for buys should be valid. And if we proceed to break this level, this price will most likely get to 14,350, like I mentioned earlier. So for now, point of interest TP1 will be here. Then if we break, potentially look for more entries and a continuation. So that's my view for B1. It could potentially also be a high probability trade, but we'll see. So C5 looks like it's rejecting the zone. So there is also potential here that price wants to go up to that 45.15. So that's why we only have one position, so that we can manage the loss in case it decides to push up. Our loss will be manageable. So for now, the stop loss is just above the zone. That will be 44.53 for the current runner we have. But if we do break this zone, 44.36, 44.35, that's where we're going to scale in, and we are going to target 40 pips on this particular trade. So that's my current view there. Just updating it. So for each price move, you want to keep following and checking how price is actually painting or being delivered. All right, going to J10. Daily is in between the 13 and the 50, so that looks like a possible range. I'm not happy with this 4-hour price action here. This price action here is not too clean. Yes, price respected something here. Yes, we could go down, but this is not clear for me, so I don't think I'll be active on J10. I'll leave it for today. V2501S. We marked these highs and we said these highs and these lows, and we said we are going to get the best setups when we are outside this range. So price, you can see, is still within. It's within that range. Potentially we could get to the top here, but there's no guarantee that we'll get there. So again, V250, I've got nothing. Step index, when we did our analysis, we were here. We got a break and a retest. I remember this day I was waiting for a deeper retracement before I could continue, but it seems like price held the zone. So one thing I want to mention is, if you want to see that a zone has been held, just look at the formation of the candles, especially on H1. You see this solid candle here. It shows that the price actually refused to come to the bottom side. So for me, an entry might be hard here in terms of pattern, because after every impulsive move, you want to see a retracement. So this one was a miss because I also did not execute here. Price did not do what I was waiting for, and I did not execute the trade. So going back to the weekly, it could also play two ways. Could play two ways. Either price is already rejecting the 13 EMA and they want to still continue pushing down, or price is just doing a stop and now and they'll still push and make contact with the 13 EMA. So it could go either way. Looking at the daily, we're right on the 13 EMA, which is where price can potentially reject and push up, or they could close down and show a continuation of price going down. So to get the best setup out of step index, I would love to see how today's candle closes. Then I can look forward to trade it possibly tomorrow. So today I've got nothing on this one. B500, I think we spoke about it in greater detail on the last session we had. Price actually ended up respecting this zone, even though here they did a very hectic stop hunt, because here the trend was definitely bearish until we came back above this zone here. Soon as we came above the 13 EMA, price was being delivered to the top side. We came, broke this level, retested it twice, continued to push up. There's a guy who said he sold. Why would you sell something which is clearly pushing up? And the time he said he sold, he was like he's in 100 pip stop loss. Sorry, 100 pip loss. So I'm assuming his entry is somewhere here. This is potentially where he sold. Why would you sell here? Yes, there is a pattern, but you have no confirmation here. Price hasn't broken a structure. An order block hasn't been broken. So why would you be selling, and why would you be comfortable holding such a loss when your stop loss was just supposed to be here? So I don't know. I guess we have different ways of viewing price, but just make sure you trade with the trend. That's all I will say. And yeah, so today in terms of B500, let's see. The day we had that session, you notice I put these price lines. I specified if we broke 60.55, we're definitely going to keep pushing to potentially 63.26. That is where we are today. So price might retrace, then continue its journey going up as high as 66.50. A continuation from current market price. I'm doubting it based on how the current candle is looking, but I cannot rule it out. Although I would love to get a retracement at least. I would love to get a retracement of some sort, and I'll be happy to continue with the buys. So if price can retrace to this area here, especially this area here, just above the zone, I would be happy to look for a fresh pattern here, then actually execute buys. But I cannot buy right now until I get a retracement. Maybe if they continue being bullish today, I might have to wait for tomorrow. But for now, I want to see a retracement all the way back into this zone, which would be around 62.40. 62.40, that's my point of interest. And if price can get there, simply jump to M15, try to spot a pattern, and we execute. Everything for now is leaning on an uptrend, as you can see. So we do not want to trade against the trend. So I think that's it from me. I'll be waiting for B1000. I'm waiting for C1000. Also waiting for C300, just talking on this. C5 looks like it will take us out here, but we'll continue stoking it for a potential sell, because as you can see, we've been pushing up for quite some time. So at some point, we are going to get a reversal, although this looks like it's a strong uptrend here, but we'll just keep an eye on it. If we can get to 45.15, there's high chances that we will actually get a reversal and a good sell trade on C5. So C3 stoking, C1 stoking, B1 stoking. So today, I'm not looking at these. Let's see, P5, P5 now. I'll only be having these four on my watch list for today. So C5, C1, C3, and be 1000. So that's it from me today, guys. Wishing you guys a blessed Easter holiday. I think I'll only be back with the analysis next week, Tuesday. Even though we'll be trading throughout the holiday for those who are free. We'll still be active on Telegram. So you guys, we can still chat on Telegram, bounce around on the setups and share ideas and collect some pips during the holidays as well. So apart from that, wishing you guys a blessed holiday, good trading.